Welcome to Stories from the Center of the Universe, the podcast about the human experience.
Rebecca Peters, welcome to the Center of the Universe.
Thank you for having me.
You know what the Center of the Universe is, because you're from Hanover County.
Yeah, it's Ashland, yeah.
Yeah. Now, you say that with a little bit of, I'm not sure what I'm picking up on, but you definitely did not grow up in Ashland.
I didn't grow up in Ashland. I also was thinking about how just my mind went to, there's also the brewery too.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the original slogan came about in the late 70s, maybe?
Yeah, probably. But that's where my mind went was, I know the saying in Ashland's the center of the universe, but I went to the brewery too.
Yeah. Well, the brewery's probably got it just as good a brand as Ashland as the universe.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And I've had the founder of Cotu Brewery on this podcast, and he said if it wasn't for one particular beer, they would have gone out of business a long time ago.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it's wild how businesses work. And you're in the small business yourself as a self-employed attorney, so I'd love to talk about the trials and tribulations, no pun intended, of being a self-employed attorney. You're not working for some big firm, you're working for yourself, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And we're growing.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, so what part of Hanover County are you from?
Mechanicsville.
Say more. What part of Mechanicsville?
Well, it's Bell Creek Road, Pole Green Road.
Okay. Yeah.
I went to, it's now Mechanicsville High School. It's formerly Lee Davis High School.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, so it's that part. It's not like the Atlee territory.
Right. Yeah, it does.
It's like it's closer to 360 to 301. If those are the two big dividing highways.
It used to be the eastern half of the county was Lee Davis, and the western half was Patrick Henry. Then obviously Atlee and Hanover High were added.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy growing up in Hanover?
Kind of. I think it was a good place to grow up. I personally like living a little bit closer to water. I mean, where we are now, I'm in Churchill, and we've got the river there. I really appreciate that. I've always had a thing about water. I like visiting. Well, we go to Connecticut every summer in August, and I've been doing that since I was born. I've got family that's been going up to the same place in the Long Island Sound.
Okay.
Since the 1920s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so we obviously don't have an ocean here, and the James is kind of like the next best thing, in my opinion. So
yeah, James is one of the big four that flow into the bay and or the ocean.
Yeah.
It's a lot of Richmond centers around the James River.
Yeah,
for sure.
River City. Yeah,
absolutely. All right, cool. Is Connecticut one side of your family?
Yeah, so my dad's side, so my great grandfather was a doctor in the United States Army, and he's a psychiatrist, and he went to World War I and World War II. He started the VA hospital up in that area in Connecticut.
Wow.
So from what it sounds like, they built the house up there, and then the house, the nickname, all the houses have nicknames. The nickname of the house is called the Rolling Stones. It's not after the band. It's because, in the military, the Rolling Stones, like the family picks up and packs up and rolls along.
Yeah.
The orders. So basically they built the house, and it's my understanding he ended up being there full time when he retired. But the house has stayed in the family, and now the family's really big. So basically there's still that house, but then there's like offshoots, like people rent too. So it's kind of cool.
Your mom's side of the family from Virginia?
No, this is my dad's side. Yeah. My mom's side. Yeah, my mom's
from here.
Yeah, they're from they're Virginia. We just got back from visiting. There's a her sister lives on a farm in Rockbridge, but she's originally from Buena Vista.
Okay.
Which everybody says that's probably not really how it's supposed to be enunciated. But
I would say Buena Vista, but I'm not from there. It's however
everybody there calls it Buena Vista.
Yeah, they get to say it however they want.
Yeah, so in the Blue Ridge Mountains, it's same exit as Lexington.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but you just go the other way, and it's a small town. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been to it, and I've lived in Virginia my whole life.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really a reason to go, I don't think.
I can't think of two more different parts of the country, at least on the East Coast. Buena Vista and Connecticut are very different places.
Yeah, I know, right? There's definitely diversification in the background there.
That's
for sure.
That's good.
Yeah.
I think it's wonderful, actually.
Yeah.
Very cool. So I guess we should mention how you and I connected.
Yeah, sure.
I
Yeah.
worked with your husband for a really long time.
Oh, yeah.
You probably don't remember this, but I was at your wedding. Jim may have reminded you at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was in Mystic,
Yeah.
Connecticut.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a cool little part of the world. It's unique. I think it's unique. You tell me, you've spent a lot of time in Connecticut. Maybe there are a lot of little towns like that
Yeah.
near
Yeah.
water. I'm sure there are, but Mystic has a special place in history because they made a movie there.
Yeah,
Set
Mystic
there.
Pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I love Mystic. I love nautical towns. I don't think every town that's on the water is nautical. Like Annapolis definitely is nautical. Mystic is. They've got you know, the Mystic shipyards, and they've got the Bastille Bridge there that lifts up,
Mm.
you know, every hour of the day during daylight to let the ships with the tall masts go through. There's the seaport. Yeah, Mystic Pizza, that's where Julia Roberts got her start. There are actually a lot of famous actors and actresses that came out of that movie. I know one of the Siskel and Ebert, I believe, so they did a review of it, and one of them said that they anticipated that a lot of the cast was going to go on to stardom, and they did. But that was Julia's first movie, actually.
Yeah.
And true story. So the Mystic Pizza in Mystic is not really where the filming happened. There's a second location in Stonington, and that's where.
Oh, really?
Yes, yes. So that's a little known secret. But if you go to the one in Mystic, there's all the, you know, the movie garb, and that's where the famous location.
I mean, the Mystic's in the name of the movie, so
Yeah, yeah. So that's like about 5 miles from where we stay in Connecticut in Groton Long Point. So it's not very far, but it's a really cute, quaint nautical town, and we love it.
How far is Mystic from the house that's in your family?
It's about 5 miles.
Oh,
Yeah.
not far at all.
Yeah, it's not very far.
Yeah. I mean, Jim invited us, or you and Jim invited us to the wedding, and I'm like, honey, do you want to go to Mystic, Connecticut? She goes, oh my gosh, of course I do. I mean, because she knew how cool and different, and there's something about being next to water.
Yeah.
It's hard to describe what it is, but there's a vibe or an energy that relaxes you, I think.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree with that. And I think specifically with the ocean, I've heard, I don't remember where I originally heard this from, but there's an effect that the waves of the ocean has on the human brain that's similar to, it's like a constant forced meditation when you live near it. The waves in the background, like it positively affects the brain in a way that others who do meditation regularly benefit from.
I think there's something to the waves. I also think there's something to tides. So if
Yeah.
you're on a river, I think there's a similar effect there, but maybe not as meditative as being next to the ocean. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess anytime you can hear sound consistently, like when the tide is going in and out, I'm sure that creates kind of a similar sound.
Yeah.
I guess the only difference being with the ocean, there's just constant waves coming in.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's more hypnotic for sure to be
Yeah,
next to the
yeah.
ocean. I I have a lot of questions for you, but
Yeah.
one of them is, how does a young lady from Hanover County end up doing synchronized swimming?
Oh,
I mean, I've lived here my
Yeah.
entire life. You're the only person I know from this part of the world that got into synchronized swimming.
Yeah, so I was always a swimmer. My mom had me in the water when I was probably, I don't know, 6 months old, maybe younger. And I did speed swimming. I ended up, so we were going to the Jewish Community Center because my mom worked there at some point when I was like, I think when she was pregnant, she still worked there. I forgot.
The one off, where's that? Monument?
Monument Avenue.
Yeah, yeah. I used to go there too in 8th grade to learn how
Oh.
to study.
Yeah, yeah. So, I was on a swim team there, and I'm not Jewish, but they're very, very welcoming. I totally love the
No,
community.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
an awesome
absolutely.
place. Totally supportive. Love it, love it. So, um, yeah, I was on I learned how to do the strokes in a competitive team there, and then they just so happened to also have a synchronized swimming team as
Really?
well. Yeah.
Was that
And
prevalent back then?
Ish, I guess, for the sport. So when this was happening, I was like 9. This is in the 90s. There was 3 teams originally in Richmond. There was the Dolphininas, which was at the JCC. There was a team called Briarwood, which is now the ACAC bought the old Briarwood complex out in Midlothian.
Yep.
And then there was Octopi, and I know at some point they were swimming at the VCU Franklin Street pool.
Okay.
So there were actually 3 in the city, plus there was a team in Charlottesville. Um, and that team eventually folded, and we got 2 girls that commuted to Richmond from Charlottesville to swim.
How many kids are on the team?
Oh, it fluctuated. I mean, and it's at the biggest, I want to say probably 30.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I mean, some years there would be less kids. But I mean, there's decent group of girls that swam there. Yeah.
And you're doing synchronized with one other person, with 5 other people,
Oh, yeah.
various combinations?
So with the routines, really, the routines have evolved now, but I mean, the base of it, I think, is pretty much the same. So there's solo, which is 1 person, duet is 2, trio is 3, and then for a team routine, it was 4 to 8, and that used to be the cap. They have different uh routines going on now, though. Like, to my understanding, with combination routines, they can have up to 10. I still think 8 is the cap for a traditional team routine. So
if you're team A, you can have a 4-person synchronized event, and then another team could choose to do 7, and they're competing against each other?
yeah,
Yeah.
So
Really?
the difference is there's an incentive the more swimmers you have, the more points you get. So if you only have 4, you don't get as many points as someone with 8.
It's almost like technical difficulty in gymnastics.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Similar to that. How old were you when you stopped doing it?
I finished when I was 21.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
you went from 9 to 21.
Yeah. No, I swam for a few years in college too. Yeah.
All right. I have this silly little dad joke, and I'm a dad, so I
Yeah.
can say these dad jokes. It's really not a joke, but just a dadism, I think. I don't like not being able to breathe. And when I put my head underwater, I can't breathe. And I get that you get to come up for air.
Yeah.
And maybe you're up for air as a synchronized swimmer. I'm making this up 70-80% of the time, or maybe not. You tell me. But the idea of doing something in water like what you did for 12 years seems incredibly difficult.
It is. I mean, it is incredibly difficult. I think it's still to this day the hardest sport I've ever tried. I mean, I run now. I think running can be hard too, but at least you can breathe.
Right.
With swimming, I mean, they do this training. There's something called over unders. So basically, for the, you swim under the water for length of the pool, and then you are able to breathe on the way back, and basically you just do over and over and over again and that's what builds up your ability to hold more air for longer.
Well, but physically hold more air and mentally get into
so there's a mental part to it, because like there's actually a progression. Oh my goodness, synchronized swimmers probably should be studied more, quite frankly. But like, we all had this like normal lingo for like basically active phases of drowning is what it is. So like there's something called eking, where when you
like a dolphin eking?
like that, where you really need to breathe and you're kind of, holding back. You're just trying to make it through whatever the hybrid is when you're underwater, or the lift or whatever is going on underwater. But you start doing that, and then it gets harder and harder to stop the eking is what it is. So eventually it's like basically your lungs are trying to expand because they desperately need air. And so there's that. And then if it gets bad enough, it's like, oh my goodness, you kind of start seeing colors. Yeah. And then eventually you just pass out and your lungs fill up with water. So
have you needed to be resuscitated?
I came so close one time. I was like, oh my God, this is going to be it. They're going to have to pick me up from the bottom of the pool. Like, I think I got kicked in the face or something. There was something different about what I was doing in this routine. And I lost all my air, and I was like, oh my God, I'm actually gonna pass out. But I just barely made it. Like, I barely made it up to the surface. And I still had this like epiphany, or this thought when I made it up, because I thought it was interesting that my breath, like the first thing that happened when I hit the air was I went like that. And it's like air came out of my mouth instead of me trying to suck it in immediately. Right. And it was totally involuntary too. Like, I wasn't like with it at all at this point. So yeah, like I came really close, but it wasn't, yeah, I've definitely seen swimmers picked up from the bottom of the pool. I mean, something happens, and usually it's not it's not usually when someone's training that happens. It's usually like at a competition or something runs amok.
You're
Something goes awry, and then someone goes down. So.
and you're pushing yourself a little bit harder in competition.
Yeah, all that. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, that sounds pretty scary. How many times were you scared doing whether you're training or in competition? Like legitimately, like, oh gosh, this is going to be a problem.
I think when I was younger, learning how to do it, I got more scared, like 9, 10 years old, and then there was that time when I was in high school when I thought I was going to pass out. I know in college I did Division 1 and I got freaked out because like the routine they showed me that I was going to do looked so hard, and I was just like privately just kind of terrified of it. I was like, oh my God, how am I going to do that? And they train you get stronger, you get better. And I was able to do that routine. And I was so proud when I did. But in the beginning, I was like, oh my God, how am I going to do that? And then with the training, there was the over and under progression was kind of brutal because they have those big clocks in the pool that show, it's just like a white clock, and it's got 60 seconds on it with the big hand so you can see as it goes around. Okay. So in this progression, it was like 2 times in a row, you swam over freestyle, or no, you swam, you did the underwater, and then you swam back freestyle, and you had 60 seconds to do it. So if you made it back before the 60 seconds, you could kind of rest and hang out, and breathe and just relax. But you did that twice in a row. And then the next progression was to 55. And then the next one was to 50. And the last 2 were like to on the 45. And that was so brutal because it progressively got harder and harder.
You're not relaxing.
Like your body is taxed, right? And then you have less time, and it's like, you barely get some air in, and then you gotta go. And so in doing that, I was like, oh shit, this is like some David Goggins stuff. Like seriously.
Yeah.
Like that was one of the hardest progressions with the breath work, I think.
Did your parents understand what you were doing as a synchronized swimmer? Did they understand that oxygen deprivation was going to be a thing, like in a pretty serious way?
I think so, but / doubt it. I don't think I ever really talked to him about this stuff. You just kind of do it, and they knew that I was holding my breath. But I mean, I'm not sure. I didn't really ask him. My mom's a real big fan of sports and proponent of it.
Being physically active was
yeah.
important. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, technically with any sport, there's risk involved in it. I mean, just some sports I think are more unassuming looking than others. Like who thinks a synchronized swimmer who's for all intents and purposes like a dancer or a ballerina in the water is going through all this psychological warfare over breath work,
Yeah.
But
and you're pulling off physically hard moves.
Yeah.
Part of the routine.
But then, there's like, football with concussions, which I think that's gotten better. But I mean, every sport, soccer players have knee injuries. I mean, I'm being very stereotypical here. I'm trying to tread lightly.
Yeah, but there aren't many sports where you can almost drown.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess not.
I think it's the only one I can think of. I mean, I guess maybe long distance swimming in the ocean, maybe.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
But they're not intentionally staying underwater for long periods of time.
No, yeah.
What percentage of a routine are you typically underwater?
That's a good question. I don't want to say a third of it, but it's if you watch routines, I mean, you'll see that they're under for quite a bit. It could be 30 seconds to a minute sometimes. The routines are like 3 to 5 minutes.
So please do not be offended by this phrasing, but you're doing more than treading water. But just the idea of treading water and not doing anything else but just keeping your head above water or your mouth above water, that's 3 to 5 minutes of that is hard.
Yeah. The training for that, it's egg beater. It's a different maneuver than actually treading. I actually think it's once you get the hang of it, I think it's safer than treading. Like I can't tread water now. I'm like, oh my God, I would drown. Like if I had to do this.
Why don't they teach what'd you call it? Egging?
Egg beater. I think it's just harder. Like to get the skill set down, it takes repetition and practice. So it takes longer to learn it, but once you learn it, you could kind of do it all day long. And it just depends on, like, you can do it with very little effort to keep yourself afloat for hours if you wanted to, if you needed to survive. But for training, we're not just sitting there kind of halfway doing it. It's like, oh, here's like a 20-pound block and hold it over your head while you egg beater. Like that's the training.
Really?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
So you're partially masochistic doing synchronized swimming.
I'm not sure what you mean.
It's painful. It's
Oh,
You're
now I get it.
you're
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
allowing pain
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
exist in your world,
Yeah,
and you may enjoy it a little bit.
I kind of yeah, I would do things like sometimes I would just go upside down and it's called sculling where your arms go back and forth like this to hold your body up and I would
Yep.
just like do that to see how high it could get like in the water.
Wow.
Like how high my legs could get
Yeah,
out of
yeah,
the water.
yeah.
And then with the breath work, yeah, I mean it does kind of give you this elation, I guess, is what I would say, the adrenaline rush and everything. Like, yeah, I mean, there's pain involved in it, for sure. And for me,
And
I kind of felt like,
you keep doing it, so
yeah, I kind of
that
felt
meets my
like it was a
definition.
good pain. Like, I don't know, like,
No, some
like,
pain is awesome.
like with running now, I like getting to the runner's high part because I feel like the first mile that I do is always excruciating. It's like, oh my God, this freaking sucks.
You're warming up.
Yeah, yeah. And then you get past that, and then mile two is kind of like, all right, I'm doing better. And then get to mile three and it feels to me it feels great. You're like in the running high and it's like, oh, I could just do this for a long time. And I don't know, like you get the endorphins.
Yeah.
Feels good. Yeah.
Believe it or not, I used to run a fair amount myself, and
Yeah.
I appreciate the runner's high because it's really a thing. And you're right. The first mile is always the worst.
Oh yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's brutal.
It's
Yeah.
It's worse than the last mile.
Oh yeah.
Whatever the last
For
mile
sure.
is.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Where'd you go to college?
So I went to the University of Alabama-Birmingham because I had that synchronized swimming scholarship Division 1.
Connecticut and Buena Vista
Yeah.
routes ends up in Alabama.
Yeah, well, there weren't many Division 1 teams, and they offered me scholarship money. And one of the teams was at Ohio State. It was too cold. I was like, "There's no way. I'm not going to practice like in snow,
Yeah.
and getting icicles in my hair when I get out of the water to walk back across campus." Like I saw what the girls live like, and I was like, "No." I mean, Ohio State is so amazing. It's great, but like
It's a huge school.
I can't live that life.
Did you enjoy UAB?
I did. I think that at first I had a little bit of culture shock, honestly, because I hadn't lived anywhere that was in the deep South. And
There's a difference.
there is, and everybody was so nice to me, and there was hospitality, and like I do appreciate it. It's just there's something to be said for being in a different culture like that. Like it was just different, and I had an adjustment. Like my teammates were kind of all over the place, like from all over the place, all over the country, even from different countries. But yeah, like still getting used to just Alabamians and the culture and like it just was different. I'm not gonna say it's bad. It was just different for me. Yeah.
I'll tell a quick little story to give you a break from answering all these questions.
Oh, you're good.
I went to an Army course years ago, and we were in small groups, maybe 10, 12 guys, and there were 3 guys from Mississippi in my group.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And we spent a lot of time together over the course of 2 weeks, and then the last night we all went out to eat in our civilian clothes, our not uniformed.
Yeah.
And when we sat down, the Midwest guys, the Northeast guys, the West Coast guys, they all kept their baseball caps on. We were all wearing baseball caps back then for some reason. The Mississippi guys took their hat off, and I took my hat off, and they knew I was from Virginia. Like, what are you doing? And I said,
Oh.
I'm from the South. They're like, no, you're not. I'm like, actually, do you know where the capital of the Confederacy was? It was basically my back door. I'm not saying that with any pride. I'm just saying that for
No, I
reference.
understand. Yeah.
But to a guy from Mississippi, and I think it's even different, maybe northern Mississippi versus coast Mississippi. This country is amazing in a million different ways, and I'm not saying they're better or worse. It's just different, and it's surprising how many people have not traveled outside of their local area.
Yeah.
And experienced the world. And so you're fortunate to have Connecticut roots, Buena Vista and Hanover, and certainly some roots, or at least some understanding of Alabama.
Oh yeah.
That's cool. It's really cool.
Yeah.
All right, where do you want to go next? We talked about IVF. I don't think it's a controversial topic, but some people try to make it a controversial topic. I don't understand the controversy around it. I have to say that my wife and I went through IVF, and so we experienced the highs and lows of that process.
It's a roller coaster for sure.
It is. It's top 3 or 4 for me in terms of experiences that were just emotionally challenging.
Oh yeah.
So tell me about your experience to whatever level of detail you want to.
Yeah, sure. So my son is here. He is going to be 5 months, July 4th. So we're so thrilled and excited.
Tell me his name again.
His name is Luke.
I love that name.
Yeah, we love it too. We love Luke. We love his name, everything about that baby. He's just such a blessing. And so he's actually not even an IVF baby.
No, it works.
Yeah, so well, people told me that, it just wasn't a believer. So, but with Luke, we tried to get pregnant for 3 years, and we went through 2 rounds of IVF. Both of them failed,
Super stressful.
and um, I was I was 40 when I went for my first ultrasound, and that so basically we went through the IVF process, and it's hard on my body, and all the hormones and all of that, and just the side effects and everything, but it was hard for both of us because there's disappointment in it failing. There's also the struggle of financing it, which is difficult too. And like basically after the second round failed, they said, we want to do extra testing on you. And then they found out they did a biopsy and said I have endometriosis. So if I wanted to do it again, then I would have to have a specific procedure, like two egg extractions in a row. Plus they were gonna give me something to shut down my ovaries, apparently, when they did the transfer. So it was a lot to take in. And at the same time, we you know had been looking into adoption. I think I had one actually kind of, one of the agencies turned me down because they said I was turning 40. And I was like, what in the world? What? Seriously? 40, it's too old. Okay, whatever. And there are others out there, but that was also just not.
People in the 50s
Yeah.
thought that way, but not
Yeah. So,
not recently.
like, just long story short, after they told me, they were like, you have endometriosis. You only have an 11% chance of getting pregnant unless you do this specific process with it. And then, like, I swear to God, like the next day is when I found out that I was pregnant. Yeah, and I think what actually ended up, I I can't, I think the IVF drugs may have helped with fertility. I mean, I can't discount that, but like the hormones, and then the prenatal they gave me. I mean, there's lots of things about it that I can't discount, that the procedure didn't work in of itself, but I think the process may have helped. But also, I've been working with this trainer for a year, like to the day that I got pregnant, basically. And she put me on like a no processed foods diet, actually, and I increased like my exercise and got really physically fit. And the no processed foods plan actually helps decrease inflammation. And what endometriosis is, it's an inflammation of the lining of the uterine wall. So
Right.
I think that doing that diet may have helped.
I'm sure it did.
Yeah.
I think processed foods are awful, and I've eaten plenty of processed
Yeah,
foods in
yeah,
my
they're
life.
yummy, but they're awful, right? They're awful for you.
Yeah, they're not good for you in ways we understand and ways we don't understand. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm positive that was, I can't prove it, but you not eating processed foods, I'm sure helped.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and you're reminding me, and I now have maybe even deeper appreciation for what my wife went through. So I know what I went through as the husband and hopeful father, and I can appreciate what Jim went through. But the the chemistry changes in your body and my wife's body going through that process, and just experiencing that process and it not being
Yeah.
successful. Oh,
I thought it was, some women don't have any side effects. I felt like I would take pregnancy over again. Like I felt like IVF was rougher
yeah,
with that, with hormones and with like just I'm not the poster child for it.
yeah, yeah.
That because some women have no side effects. I mean, it's totally fine. I feel like I had everyone in the book.
Well, you're having those outcomes, but you're also just the general chemistry changing period with no side effects. It's
Yeah.
got to be more challenging.
Yeah. Like, I mean, at certain points they give you, like, there's progesterone and then there's estrogen, and normally your body releases both the same time. But like during IVF, you'll get one and not the other, and it's like, those hormones do different things to your body, and they kind of actually balance each other out when you have them together. But when you separate them out, that's a lot.
Yeah,
It's a lot. It's a lot.
I bet.
Yeah.
So when, well, anything in particular you want to tell married women that are trying to have kids? Anything beyond what we've already talked about with IVF?
Yeah, I think that Roseanne Austin was a great resource. She's a lawyer that also, she does a lot for women who are struggling with fertility, particularly women in their 40s. Um, she's a great resource. I think, like I said, I'm a fan of take care of your body, no processed foods, exercise, watch out for stress.
Take care of your body, and
Yeah, there's basic stuff like, um, alcohol is not good for fertility,
Oh my
limiting
gosh.
your caffeine.
Hold on.
Yeah.
We're good. I thought we had paused inadvertently.
Oh, okay.
We're good.
Yeah, and then there's just, yeah, I guess I didn't believe it when people were telling me that, it does happen frequently when people go through IVF and it fails, they end up getting pregnant. Like it's when they give up or don't think about it or whatever you want to call it, that can happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I agree with you. Our experience was my it was a very tense time in our lives, but especially for my wife. And I kept telling her, just relax, honey. And she's like, you just relax.
Oh, I know. That was like the
saying
worst thing.
saying those words is not helping. You're actually
Yeah.
making it worse. Please stop saying
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And so we got to a point where it was almost December, and my wife's like, let's just take 30 days off, not think about it, not worry about it. And
Yeah.
that's when
Oh, wow.
she became pregnant. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
similar experience. Yeah.
yeah. So relaxing helps, and what I learned is your wife, the future mother of your children, need to figure out how to relax on their own and get to it organically, not have their husband.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree with that. It's hard to be the supporting spouse too.
Yeah,
maybe they're just enough for them, but you don't want to push and you don't want to,
and you don't know where that line is all
yeah,
the time.
Yeah.
And the line moves too, which
it does.
Yeah.
It does.
And that's part of the human experience, I guess.
Oh yeah.
All right. How old were you when you knew you wanted to go to law school?
I always had an interest. I had an interest in being a lawyer since I was probably 9. I think it became solidified me on law school and college. But like what happened? So when I was 9, I got into synchronized swimming, which is a sport that has a performance aspect to it.
Sure.
The O.J. Simpson trial was also on.
So this is 94.
Yeah, yeah. And like I saw that, and I also saw other shit like Law and Order, Few Good Men. Like I was drawn to these courtroom type of scenarios.
So you wanted to be in the courthouse, you knew
Yeah,
that.
in the courtroom. Like I thought that I was just so enamored with cross-examination, closing argument, all of that. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's so cool how they get to, like if I just wanted to perform, it would be like an acting career. But for me, it was like they got to go in and save the good guy and protect the victim. And like I was just completely enamored with the questioning. I didn't understand how they did it, but I thought it looked like magic. And so yeah, I was very young when I was interested. I did one mock trial in high school as a part of one of my classes, and I loved it. And then when I went to college, I had this competing kind of thought about what I wanted to do. I thought about becoming a physical therapist because I was attracted to certain classes, like the athletic background, basically. Like I was kind of attracted to that, but I still had this big interest in law. And I ended up joining the mock trial team at my college, and that's what solidified it because I learned how to do, opening, closing.
And you liked it.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it a lot. It was kind of neat. It was neat to learn the analytical thinking with it and how to put a case together and like just to understand it, like walk through a case and figure out how to put it together. Like I said, I was really enamored with that whole process. So that's what solidified it for me. And yeah, just that's when I decided to become a lawyer.
And you went directly to law school after undergrad?
No, so I worked for I got a job as a paralegal. So when I was in undergrad, I worked as a runner, which is a nickname for a legal assistant. And then after I graduated, I worked at this law firm as a paralegal, and it was with the securities litigation group of this big high-rise law firm, Manor Cooper and Gale, excuse me, in Birmingham. And it was 2009, so like that area, securities litigation is like the opposite of the economy. Like the economy was down because of the banking crisis and the housing crisis, but that group within that law firm was like booming. So
Mm.
I started doing that, but I just felt like they never really went. They were supposed to have arbitration hearings and like everything seemed to settle. So it just, to me, it just felt like it was like more transactional than litigation. Um, and so I did that for like a year, and then I went to law school.
Because you wanted to eventually get to litigation. You didn't want to do that kind
Yeah,
of law.
yeah.
'Cause there's a lot of law that's not in the courtroom that is, for my liking, really boring.
Yeah. I mean, I think that there's a place for all different types of lawyers. My place is not necessarily behind a computer. I'll say that. I mean, I think the subject matter is interesting, and it's important to help those clients. I'm not great at being behind a computer all day. That's not my forte.
I did it for a long time.
Yeah.
I wish I had, actually. But whatever.
Yeah.
My life is what it is. Uh, the idea of staying in Alabama, was that a notion for you, or when you went to law school, you were definitely going to go somewhere else?
Yeah, I was definitely gonna leave. I think I realized like I wanted to work, and I got that job, which was great, but I once again, Alabama's perfectly fine and it's great, and I met so many wonderful people, and I still keep in touch with a lot of them. It's just, it wasn't my place to stay, and I knew that. I always felt like I was going to be there for my time, and then I was going to exit. So yeah, like with law schools, I kind of cast a wide net. Like I had schools in Virginia, DC, New York, California. I mean, those were the big states that I was looking at.
How'd you finally make the decision?
So I actually, I mean, I got into quite a few schools in Virginia, and I just went to go visit them. And University of Richmond is where I landed because I liked the, I liked the school the best. Like um, I felt the most welcome, I guess. I felt like there was kind of a good spirit and sense with the students that went there. Like law school's competitive, don't get me wrong, but I felt like the camaraderie was a little bit better. And I liked the environment the
There,
best, is
there
what I'll
are
say. And they had a decent ranking too. I mean, but I had schools that were comparably ranked that I just was like, I don't like the environment.
My dad went to University of Richmond, so I have
Oh, okay. Yeah.
a
Oh,
fa-
your dad's a judge, right?
reti-
Yeah.
long retired, but he liked TC Williams. And I think he
Yeah.
did it just because he probably got a little bit of financial aid to go there, and it wasn't far away, so he didn't have to worry about spending a lot of money traveling to and from school.
Yeah.
But what I've noticed about University of Richmond, and there are people my age and a little bit older that are from the Metro Richmond area that went to the University of Richmond undergrad or law school. But it seems like the last 25 or 30 years, it's all Northeast. There are very few kids, at least on the undergrad side. I don't know what it's like for
Oh,
law
okay.
school.
Yeah.
They're all from the Northeast. There's hardly any kids from Virginia that go to U of R. It's strange to me.
I don't know about the undergrads. I did not know that. I I guess it's not surprising. The biggest thing I remember when I was going through undergrad and I visited my friends at like JMU or Tech or something, lots of students from like New Jersey specifically.
Yes.
Um, but I'm not sure what it is about the Northeast and the attraction here. It's wonderful, it's lovely, but yeah, I don't know about right now what the composition is. I can't speak to it. I feel like my husband's from New Jersey and his family loves to visit because they said they like how nice people are here.
They're nice people in New Jersey too. Jim is one of them, and
Yeah.
I'm married to a New Jerseyan as well.
Okay.
So I'm familiar with Northern Jersey anyway.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's more Philly, Jersey, or Central Jersey.
Well, he's near the Jersey Shore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom's River.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a normal, nice part of New Jersey.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. So tell me about your law firm.
Well, so I own a law firm that offers criminal defense services, and our mission is to help people pursue happiness by protecting their freedom.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
And you came up with that on your own, not with AI.
Not with AI. No. I'm in this really cool group. It's called How to Manage a Small Law Firm. And I love it because I learned how to be a lawyer in law school, but I don't have a business background. And so, with respect to growing my law firm and running it as a business and wearing the owner hat, I need some guidance on that. So I went to this really cool, well, So I work with this program routinely. I mean, there's some parts of the program that I work on every day, but they've got these workshops that are offered once a quarter. And one of them I went to last August was pretty awesome. It was the leadership and management workshop. Actually, they renamed it. It's kind of neat. It's called Lead the Damn Team now, which
Nice.
yeah.
Just getting down to brass tacks. I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So
Yeah.
so I went to that and they helped me refine my mission statement. So I was like, well, I want people to convey when you think of the Constitution, you think of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's what people think of. And
Yeah,
like that's
sure.
what I want to protect and I want to empower people to be able to pursue happiness. And so that's where the mission statement came from.
And so you have a law firm that is defending people in court against whatever they've been accused of
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
or not doing, I guess, in some cases.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And you like it?
I do. I love it. I love it. I think that um I feel like we do a lot of good for people. I mean, there's always like defending the innocent, of course, like, who doesn't want to help the innocent, right?
Right.
But I mean, even with people who are just good people who need a little bit of help doing better, I would call it, that can be rewarding too.
They may be and excuse the phrasing because I'm not a lawyer here. They may be guilty, but that's not your concern. Your concern is defending the person, and it sounds like as part of your mission is to help them get on a better path, regardless of the outcome
Yeah,
of the
get them on a
proceedings.
better path. And also, whatever penalties are going to be imposed, that's where some of the service comes in because everybody has different concerns. Um, I mean, people always think about jail. I mean, jail is restriction of freedom, but that's the obvious one. But like, with respect to driving, it's like if the driver's license is being taken while I'm divorced and I've got visitation with my kids, how am I going to go to visitation? It's like we can make a motion to get a restricted license for you so that you're able to still see your children.
So there's a ton of nuance, not just
Yeah,
guilt
right.
or innocence.
Exactly. So, I mean, um, we try to look at the whole person and see what we can do if it's a situation where they're going to be convicted. I mean, certainly. But yeah, I mean, I just did this. So there's something else from how to manage a small law firm. I learned this around the year mark. I call up my clients to see how they're doing after the case has ended. And I learned this type of phone call from how to manage a small law firm, and they're called gas calls.
Mm.
It stands for give a shit. So I'm calling my former clients because I give a shit about them.
Yeah.
And how's it going? Did you run into any trouble? Okay, good. You're good. You're good to go. And a lot of times they're just so thankful for getting on the right path or however we help them.
It doesn't hurt your business, but you're being more human than you are anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely I think me and I've got two litigators at my firm right now, and we all have this commonality on there is a place in the world for prosecutors. Please don't misunderstand me. I think some of us have felt like when we worked in that space that there's a component of dehumanization that takes place.
Well, winning seems to become more important than actually following the law, maybe.
I'm not going to accuse them of not following the law, but I feel like our immediate sense is to look at the person and the circumstances that led them to them coming to our door.
You immediately become human.
Right. I think with prosecutors, the first thought is like it's very yes or no, right or wrong, black and white. Did they do it or not? And like there is a place for that. For me, I'm like, well, they may have done it, but let me take a look at what's going on in their life. Like, right, the work really comes into play with the mitigation and the sentencing part of it, is
Yeah,
what I would say.
that makes sense.
But that's naturally where my brain goes. And I'm just like, looking more at the, I guess, humanity of it is what I would say. So,
I would hope if I have a defense attorney fight for me in court, they are
Yeah.
thinking of me as a person before they're thinking of anything else. And for prosecutors, and tell me if I'm wrong here, I think they begin playing some form of chess immediately, and it's not a human problem. It's how do I get to the yes, no, black, white stuff.
yeah, I mean, because they've got the first part of any proceeding is the guilt versus innocence part. And they don't know the stuff about the defendant yet, but we do because we've got the defendant's our client.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like it's just part of it. Like I said, I work very well with many prosecutors, and I think that there's a place for them. But I was just saying the natural kind of thinking for me, it goes to
Yeah.
this more gray area, if you will. Um, I guess if you looked at the Myers-Briggs personality test, I'm a P
Mm,
versus the J,
right.
right? And it's like no one's right or wrong. It's not good or bad. I mean, it's just different methods of thinking is what
Right.
I would call it.
You live in a world of grayscale versus black and white.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh, yeah. Myers-Briggs. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm basically borderline across that entire thing.
Oh,
So
you are?
I don't really understand anything about Myers-Briggs.
Yeah, I mean I like it. It's not what is it? I just always found it interesting, the Myers-Briggs, and it explains types of thinking. I mean, I think people know the basic like what an introvert versus an extrovert is.
At a high
Um,
level, yeah.
yeah, and I'm definitely extroverted. My husband is a very extroverted introvert. Like he always says he's the person that like he'll go to a bar and he's like, well, he kind of wants the option to talk to people. Like he doesn't want to be by himself, that's why he's there, but he wants the option to talk to people.
Yeah, and he can be extroverted in spurts, but he needs his rest. He needs
Yeah,
his
yeah,
alone time too.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody started calling that ambivert, being an ambivert or ambiverted.
Oh, that's cool. They have
And
a
you
specific
experience a lot
name.
of both
Yeah.
sides. I don't know if it's like the official name or the real definition of that word. Somebody may have just
Yeah.
made the word up. Who knows? All right, how much of your time running a law firm is actually litigating versus managing the other two litigators versus managing the business?
That has been a work in progress. In the beginning, it was more litigation. And then as I've been able to hire more, I've been wearing the owner hat more, which is great. I think it varies from week to week. I mean, I used to be in court every single day of the week, and on some days I would be in 4 or 5 courthouses a day.
That can be brutal.
Yeah, it was a lot. But I was building the firm and I enjoyed it. But I've got 2 litigators right now. I think I want to hire a third one next year. Um, I had the ability when I took maternity leave to stay out of court, which was great. And now, I mean, if I'm going in, it's just on a situation by situation basis, I would say. So I'm able to step back and really wear the ownership hat and manage the firm.
So the litigators are full-time litigators, and
Yes.
you are the gap filler when needed,
Right.
because you would prefer, or maybe not prefer, but you certainly know you need to be an owner as much as you can to build the business.
Yeah, that's the way we can help more people is for me to grow the firm. I mean, when it's just me, I can only get so many people.
Right, right, right.
But the more I grow the firm, the more excited I get because I'm able to help so many more people. Because my team, I love my team. My team is so wonderful, and I've been building that. And the more people I have on my team, the more I can go after the mission statement.
Yeah,
Just
yeah, yeah.
help people pursue that happiness. So yeah.
I love that. Uh, so what's the next 5 years look like, you think? In,
Oh
in
goodness.
general,
Yeah.
law firm plus.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I think we're going to continue to grow the firm. I want to see more litigators. I don't know geographically where we're expanding yet. Probably geographic expansion too. Um, I think that we would like to pursue having a second child, so I'm excited about that. Um, we still want to keep going to Connecticut, and I mean, we do that for the month of August now. I would like to see that expand to July and August at some point.
Good for you. That's
Doesn't
great.
have to be like, within the next 3 years, but when Luke gets older, the benefit is there's a yacht club up there and it's so great for kids because they have all these activities. So there's swimming, sailing, tennis, sports, theater. I mean, I'm leaving things out. And the kids just can be so active and outside and run around unencumbered, and it's a safe community, and it's just wonderful, and they get to to be social and to be at the beach, and I really want him to have the experience of having that as much as possible in the summer.
Sounds
um
idyllic, right?
yeah, yeah. And then I've got a sailboat that it's an old wooden sailboat. So up there I'm part of a fleet that was built in 1923, and these boats just turned 100. Originally there were 20, and then hurricanes and life and all this stuff, like they're now 14 left. I have one of them, but my boat, and I knew this when I bought her. Her name is Pintail, and the fleet they're all named after, each boat is named after seabirds.
Okay.
So there's duck, there's gull, there's sandpiper,
And
pelican.
all the names were given in 1923.
Most of them, there's one ginger that got renamed, which is not by the present owner, but a while back. It's a long story.
Yeah.
But yeah, like my boat wasn't always pintail, but it was a different type of seabird. But so I knew that she hadn't had like any sort of a restoration really. I mean, just when I bought her, but like a few years ago, oh man, like so if it's all wood, the boat doesn't sink per se. It doesn't sink to the bottom of the ocean, but she's in the harbor and she's like basically about to submerge.
Ooh.
And it's like keel plank broke, and like that was the last summer. That was a few years ago. I had to take her out, bail her out, then take her out. And so yeah, I would like to get to the point where I can do a restoration, because I would love when Luke gets older to be able to do the races with him.
Pintail hasn't been out in years.
She's been out for a few years. We're still looking for someone to restore her. There are places that do those restorations, but sometimes it involves transporting the boat. Like some people took their boats up to Maine to get that done.
It's expensive.
It's also it is expensive. No doubt about it. So, I mean, I would like to, you know, that's also, you said next like 3 to 5 years. It doesn't have to happen next year or the year after, but when Luke gets older, like I do want to take him out to do those races. So
what's the ideal age to start him in a boat?
Oh goodness, okay. So with the smaller sailboats, I mean, I think I started when I was 5. This isn't what I own, but like the fleet, they've got fleets of boats for little kids. So you've got like 5-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah. About kindergarten age is what
They're wearing life vests. They're not in super deep.
Yeah, and they're not out in the open ocean really. They're in a lagoon on the property, which is, you know, it's not the open ocean, but when they do progress to the ocean, in elementary school.
Wow.
But it's kind of controlled because the water up there, like we've got the Long Island Sound and then the Fisher's Island Sound blocking, so we don't have like, you know, it's not like being on the coast of Rhode Island or something where there's an undertow and there's huge waves. Like, it's not like that at all.
Yeah, 5-year-olds should not deal with huge waves.
No, right.
Or an undertow.
Like, yeah. So where they're sailing in the Sound, it's a lot calmer.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
How did you and Jim meet?
Oh my goodness. So, I was working at a criminal defense firm, and the guy that hired me left, and I was looking for a job basically. Like I was moving into this apartment, and I was outside and I saw one of my friends from law school drive by. And I remembered that he told me, he was a year ahead of me in school, and he told me if I needed help finding a job to let him know, because he worked at Brown Greer at that point. And so I called him and I was like, "Hey, what are you doing down here?" And he said, "Oh, I'm just getting off work and I'm going to Station 2, this bar, to meet my friend Jim for a drink. You should join." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, I didn't care about the social stuff. I was just like going to meet him to talk about a job opportunity. And yes, so I walked in and I met Jim with him, and I just like immediately excused myself.
Was the guy a year ahead of you? Was his name Chris?
Yeah, Chris Jones. Yeah, Chris. You know Chris?
Chris and I used to work together. Yeah.
Oh wait, I forgot about that. Yeah. So Chris, yep. So that's him. C. Jones. So, so I walked up to Chris and Jim at the bar, and then I excused myself very quickly, and I went into the bathroom because I was like, I didn't realize that Jim was so attractive. And I was like, oh my God.
He'll love listening to this.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, what am I wearing? So tragic. And I was like, I think I just like pulled my brush out and tried to like salvage my hair, like brush my hair a little bit, put on some makeup, you know. And I didn't realize this, but Jim had said kind of the same things to Chris. Like he was like, "Oh, Chris, it's been a long day at work for me. I don't want to, what are you doing inviting people? You always do that. Like,
yeah.
Just be you and me." And then when I left to go to the bathroom, he was like, "Why didn't you tell me she was so attractive?" So we didn't know that about each other at that point in time. But yeah, it definitely like that. I still remember the first moment that, met him, make eye contact, and like it's a very good memory.
So Chris was an unintentional matchmaker, or was
Yeah.
there some intent there maybe?
Oh no, he definitely wanted us to meet each other. He did, but it kind of fell into his lap. Is what
Gotcha.
it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 You didn't have to work very hard after the initial meeting.
No, he invited us. His girlfriend at the time had a party at her house, so that was our first date. We went to this house party, which was fun. So that was good. Like that kind of, like the offer on, or the suggestion on the first date helps. And yeah, but he wasn't like intentionally saying, "Oh, I'm gonna go out and have Jim and Rebecca meet each other."
I
But
got you.
it did help a lot. Especially, when you're dating and you have commonality, you have mutual friends. It's like it's easier to have somebody vouch for the other person or to vouch for you.
You can't build a relationship or even start a relationship without some level of trust unless you get really, really lucky.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, cool. Churchill, living in Churchill, is that like the best thing ever?
Yeah, we love it. We do. I know. I mean, I love how many overlooks there are. Like I can run down, I'm on Gray Street, and um I can go basically left out my front door and I can go down to the end of the street and see the governor's mansion. And then if I go right, I've got Libby Hill, and then I've got Chimborazo.
You've got
And
the Seven Hills of Richmond right there, right?
yeah, like I mean, it would be nice to run on a more flat terrain at
There-
some
there-
points for
There's
sure.
there's nothing flat around there, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I love the views, and it is not too bad. I mean, not too far from Rocket's Landing, and I love running down there too, like by the river. Um, and we love our neighborhood. There's always like amazing events going on. There's something um like 4 times a year. Like there's the Irish Festival, which is huge, and there's Hog on the Hill, and there's all the Christmas events, the holiday events. And then there's something kind of epic. In June, there's the non-house tour. I don't know if Jim's talked about that before or not.
Yes.
He
Yeah.
has, yeah. So that's fun. So we love that, and we've got all the history. There's St. John's Church right across the street from us.
So much history. So
Patrick
much
Henry
history.
said, "Give me liberty or give me death."
Patrick Henry's probably the most famous person to live in Hanover County.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, quick funny story there. We took my wife and my mother-in-law out for lunch for Mother's Day one year. This is years back. And we happened to park near St. John's Church. And we happened to walk by the church when they were starting a reenactment
Oh, that's
of the Give
funny.
Me
Yeah.
Liberty or Give Me Death. We're like, oh yeah, I'm from here. I forgot this was a thing. And
Yeah,
my
yeah.
New Jersey in-laws got to experience that reenactment. It was really neat.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. My husband's family, when they come down, are really enamored with all the history, because it's not just Civil War, you get a Revolutionary War too.
Yeah. Well, and just the non-warfare things that have happened in this part of the world too.
Yeah, yeah.
And I say this to everybody: we're an hour and a half from mountains. We're a couple hours from the beach, and we're no more than an hour and a half away from a big river.
Yeah.
Almost no matter where you are in the eastern half of the state.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Cool. If I need a lawyer and I'm thinking about somebody who's based in Richmond, how would I find you? How would I find your law firm?
Yeah, so I mean, our number is 804-572-8265. It's Peter's Law Firm is the law firm. Our office is based in Henrico. I mean, we go to court every jurisdiction within an hour and a half radius of Richmond at this point.
Does that mean 90 miles?
I don't know what the mileage would be. I just know like how long it takes me to get to each court, I guess.
Okay.
Is what I would say.
Yeah, yeah. So without bad traffic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, we're in Henrico. I'm at the Gather building at Short Pump. So, um, it's down in the Short Pump area is where the physical office is. Nowadays, a lot of people like the option that we give of most people just do remote
Yeah.
contacts. I mean, we have conference rooms at the office that people really want to meet in person, which I can understand, but most of the time, we're just a phone call away. And I think people appreciate that kind of flexibility with being able to talk to our staff or a lawyer just, without having to make the appointment and come in. So
Yeah, so if I'm using the 4 cardinal directions from where your office is, you're going north of Fredericksburg, potentially, or at least 2 for.
I would say, yeah. We go up to there. I mean, Stafford. It's been a while since I've been up to Fredericksburg. I have somebody else in my office who does go there.
Yeah.
But I would say up to Stafford routinely. And then we go to Greensville, Emporia area, Brunswick,
Yeah.
down there. And then
Charlottesville.
we do. It's not as routine, but we do. Like we've got at least one case there right now. Everybody's been to Charlottesville, but it's not as routine. And yeah, I was gonna say to the east, like we routinely went about Williamsburg. And did I cover out north?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I covered.
We got
radius.
northwest, because that's just kind of how 64 comes out of Richmond.
Yeah.
More west than north for sure.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, thank you for coming out to Ashland.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of home.
Yeah.
I don't know. Was there ever a rivalry in your mind between the Mechanicsville area and Ashland?
I would say, I mean, Lee Davis and Atlee were kind of rivals, I guess. Patrick Henry, we always just got along with them. I don't know.
That was not true when I was coming up.
Oh, really?
Because it was only the 2 high schools.
Yeah, like I just remember always having such a blast hanging out with Patrick Henry students. Nothing. Atlee's great, nothing against it, but just I don't know. I guess because it felt more rural. I mean, Mechanicsville's built up.
Oh, it's gone crazy.
Just absolutely.
It was all farmland.
Yeah.
All farmland. Besides the little windmill area, it was all farmland.
Yeah, when I was a kid, there was just nothing there. But yeah, Ashland's. I mean, yeah, I think the biggest thing that was around here was the Randolph Macon, probably.
Yeah, it's definitely a college town.
Yeah,
for sure. Very cool. Well, thanks for coming out, Rebecca. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to wherever you listen to podcasts. We'd also really appreciate if you'd rate and review us. You can find us at scodupodcast.com.